physical, Paul Tennis. A physical, James Grant. A physical, Shiva Tennis. Starting line, 14 Austria. Vienna number 27, Michel Hossa.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Duxfield's Under 24 European Baseball Championship. He's back with the broadcast to finish day 2 of baseball here in Wiener Neustadt, and it's a good one. Team Austria taking on the Great Britain. Different day ones, but we can say that both successful ones. Before we get in on the records of the teams, my name is Martin Klaus here in Wiener Neustadt Live with my co-announcer today, Didier Letouze. Didier, hello.
Hi Klaus, good to be here, good to be back.
So, day 2 of quality baseball here, and I think Team Austria can be happy with yesterday's result. They put it up a great fight, even though coming up just short against the defending champions from Netherlands. But what a game, and what an electric atmosphere.
100%, yeah, much closer, much tougher game than maybe the score would tell you.
Yep.
Stick with it for 2/3 of the way. Maybe they can pull a great upset today.
On the other side, team of Great Britain ready to take their victory number 2 of the tournament after beating Czech Republic yesterday in a competitive game. 8-3 was the final score as the British came up victorious in a huge one. And especially thanks to the Czech Republic's loss today to Netherlands 2-1, the score, Great Britain can actually clinch the semi-finals today in the game against Austria. Let's go without more waiting into the starting lineups. Defensive setup for the home team, which will be the national team of Great Britain. Starting on a mound there, Edward Taylor catching for him behind the dish, Kenneth Dawson. Playing first base, Liam Houghton for the team, a home run hitter from yesterday against the Czech Republic. The second baseman will be David King, third baseman for the Great Britain, Michael Flaherty, the shortstop Jacob Lemdian, left fielder Donovan Krug, the center fielder will be Re-Andre Mercer, and the right fielder Ben Light. Batting order for the national team of Austria, leading off, same as yesterday, Christoph Hescher, hitting second, Julian Faulhaber, hitting third, Owen McGarry, hitting fourth, Georg Stemmer, hitting fifth, Alessandro Zofal, hitting sixth will be Dan Cavanici, hitting seventh, Justin Furbrück, hitting eighth, Alexander Ressel, and hitting ninth, Felix Astner. Well, I mentioned there, hitting 6-0, Dan Cavanici, and we have to remember his phenomenal play yesterday. That was big leagues there.
Absolutely, yeah. One of the 2 hits for Team Austria and a couple of great defensive plays. Yeah, Team Austria only able to get 2 hits yesterday. If they want to compete today, I think we'll need a bit more. But they took their walks that they were given yesterday. And yeah, we'll go from there.
On the other side, strong start for the British offense, 9 hits, 8 runs scored, 3-run shot there. Oh, sorry, 2-run shot was it in the bottom of the 6th inning to give the team some insurance run against the Czech rally late in the ball game as the Great Britain secured its W. And curious to see what the British got for us. And if maybe Team Austria, as you already mentioned, can pull off an upset or at least give a hard time to the Great Britain, who looked pretty strong yesterday. Not gonna lie to you.
You're right. We got 3 players on the lineup with, yeah, double, with at least 2 hits.
Starting on the mound there, Edward Taylor, first international start for him on the European soil. No record of previous international events under the flag of WBSC Europe. And it's, I think that counts to most of the teams. We can see 1 or 2 names of the players that competed 2 years ago at the 2021 European Championship for players under 23. I think I can mention the right fielder, Ben Light, who was already on the team back in 2021, finished with the average of 200. Other than that, a lot of fresh faces, and we can say a breath of fresh air with some of the players, mostly with American background but British heritage, representing the kingdom here in Austria. Lead-off man, the catcher for Team Austria out of Wiener Wanderers, Christoph Höscher. Outer of one of the 2 hits yesterday for Team Austria.
Yeah, with a little bit of help of the right fielder, got lost. But as we seen yesterday, the outfield in Wiener Neustadt, super tough to play.
Especially under the lights.
Especially under the lights. You always have the wind picking up.
Edward Taylor ready to start his international career here in Austria, and it's a good start. Fastball taken for strike 1 as the right-hander sets the tone well. What I think also comes to mind is that Great Britain was very efficient yesterday when it comes getting the lead-off man on board and limiting receiving the lead-off man of the opposing team on board. Czech Republic was able only once in the 7 innings to get lead-off man to first base.
Yeah, I would expect the Great Britain pitching staff to rely heavily on fastballs, challenge them, see if they can catch up to it.
Sure, hits one deep to right field. This one going to be playable. And it's a good play there by Ben Light. And a good start for the British defense. That's 3 pitches only to get 1 out. Good efficiency there. Fastball went outside. There was a ball too, and then the fly ball. Well hit though, just got under the ball there. Christoph Höscher. And this will now bring...
Yeah, now up first baseman for Team Austria.
The hometown kid.
Yeah, big lefty with the big stretches on first base, Julian Faulhaber.
Oh yeah, we've seen a phenomenal play yesterday from Julian there.
Signature move.
And again takes a big swing, but he got under it. This should be playable for, again, Ben Light, even though the second baseman was under it. Obviously, the right fielder has the biggest number in the defensive and called it off.
With the wind here, moving forward, easier play.
5 pitches, 2 outs. That's a good start. I think the British manager can take that any day.
Yeah, it seems that the strategy of the Austrian team is to jump on fastballs, hittable balls right away.
Again, hit on a sweet spot, just got under it, did he? Julian Faulhaber there. An easy play for Ben Light. Well, 2 put-outs already for the right fielder. That's a good start to the ball game. Now batting another lefty hometown kid. This is Owen McGarry, yesterday's starting pitcher. Playing.
Yeah, the rare breed of lefties seem to be a more occurring thing here in Wiener Neustadt.
This time the right-hander starts with the pitch out of the zone and a break-in pitch for ball 2, so it's a good start and good hitter's count for Owen McGarry, as he will try to start something positive for the national team of Austria with 2 outs, bases empty.
Yeah, Owen McGarry, a really disciplined hitter, but goes after the fastball and this ends the inning with just 8 pitches.
That's a quick work for the British defense on a 1-2-3 action, fly ball and a ground ball. As we go to the bottom of the first, Great Britain will try to strike first. Batting order for the Great Britain, leading off Riondre Mercer, hitting second will be Ben Light, hitting third Andrew Johnston, hitting fourth Michael Flaherty, hitting fifth Jacob Lambden, hitting sixth will be Kenneth Dawson, hitting seventh Donovan Krug, hitting eighth Liam Houghton, and hitting nine, finishing the batting order for the British lineup, David King there.
Yeah, they're going to be facing a product of my own club, Konstantin Teufel, who then moved on to Germany for bigger dreams. Product also of the Regensburg Academy. I think today he's playing for Heidenheim, if I recall correctly. And yeah, one of the
Austrian players that actually attended the MLB training camp in London earlier this year. That was, I think, beginning of July, maybe end of June. And one of the biggest talents. I gotta say, I really love to see the aggressivity by the Austrian coaching staff, starting Owen McGarry against Netherlands, not saving any arms this time. Konstantin Teufel not calculating that Czech Republic may be an easier opponent to play with. They just go day by day with the best thing they have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a short group stage, so you gotta throw it all in there.
Konstantin Teufel facing Riondre Mercer. 1 for 4 yesterday against the Czech Republic with a line drive to right field to start the game. So operating with 250 batting average there, the leadoff man for the Great Britain.
Yeah, seems to be one of the speedy guys, the only stolen base for Great Britain so far in the tournament.
This one's hit well to the left side. Will Alessandro Zufall have a good read on it? Yes, he does.
Yeah, plays perfectly. Zufall also one of the Wiener Neustadt guys, so he knows the outfield.
Yeah. I also saw a little bit of a gesture there from Konstantin Teufel, maybe to the British dugout. From what I've heard from the Czech guys yesterday, the dugout was loud there by the Team Britain, and the guys are not ashamed to talk a lot during the game, so maybe already some mind games starting there. And you gotta love to see the emotions on the field.
100%.
So now batting will be Ben Light, the second hitter of the ball game. Konstantin Teufel bringing the heater there, low and outside, perfectly placed for strike one.
Yeah, Ben Light, one of the three guys with actual multiple hits yesterday, double and a single, looking to extend his hit streak.
Using the experience that he had from the previous tournament 2021. And again, Teufel looking around the British bench. Curious to see how this one is going to be playing out. Maybe some mind games already there. Teufel obviously also can be a loud guy, emotional on the field, and especially in front of the home crowd. Again, not afraid to say it's sold out Ducks field here in Wiener Neustadt. Ball and 2 strikes as Teufel gets up ahead in a count. This time facing the right footer. I gotta say that the British offense struggled with the velo yesterday a little bit. This time a breaking ball high in the zone, swung on and missed. It looked to me like it was maybe a tipped a little bit, but good job there by Christian Horscher behind the dish to field it cleanly, keep it in his glove.
Yeah, great way to come back. Missed it. Struggled a little bit with command, still trying to find the zone, but able to come back and strike him out.
So also an efficient start, 6 pitches only needed by the righty there on the bump. As we now have 2 outs, space is empty. Next batter for the Great Britain will be the designated hitter Andrew Johnston. Most of the lineup staying the same compared to yesterday. Breaking ball called for a strike there, and the British dugout disagrees, but that won't obviously change anything about the decision of the home plate umpire, who's, by the way, Julien Tombert out of France. His assistants on the bases, first base umpire Aridas Barbalas and the third base umpire Ramon Weiss.
Yeah, Teufel spikes it. He would be well advised to ignore the dugout, maybe draw a little bit of his energy from it, but otherwise focus on it, getting after the Britain hitters.
So 1-1 pitch will be coming up. So far so good for the Austrian offense, obviously. I think we can say that Teufel could be their ace of the team. Obviously huge prospect there this time working on the Great Britain. Maybe if he struggles with something, sometimes could be the pitch command if he loses controls of the electric staff that he's operating with. This time misses by a lot the upper zone of the strike zone. Sorry, upper part of the strike zone, of course. So count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Teufel facing Andrew Johnston, who's one of the few hitters still waiting for the first base hit. This one's popped into the foul ball area. Will Faulhaber have a room? Yes, but he's not able to field it cleanly there, as he's out of the British dugout. Looking all right there. 2 balls, 2 strike. Could not take his pitcher up though there.
Yeah, great effort. Couldn't come up with it though. Yeah, Johnston wasting no time going after the first hittable pitch.
I'd love to see it, because I gotta say yesterday actually the British lineup was sometimes a little too conservative for my taste, or maybe a little less aggressive than I would anticipate. Taking around, I think, 3 or 4 strikeouts. Looking this time, fastball and swung on and missed. And look at Teufel there, not afraid to talk back. And look at the reaction by Andrew Johnston. He loves it. There was a heat check fastball inside.
Yeah, a little bit of chirping going on. Love to see it.
I mean, we are in for an emotional one for sure. After the first inning, though, no runs, no hits, no base runners for either of the teams. We move to the top of the second. Georg Stemmer, the right fielder, will start us off in the top of the second inning. Still waiting for his first hit. Wasn't able to get one against the tough competition yesterday. The defending champs out of the Netherlands. Another young prospect, as he takes the first break-in pitch. Too low there for a ball.
Yeah, as you guys can see, we got some rain, light rain going on right now. So it'll be interesting how the pitchers react to it.
Fastball, this one is hit well, but fieldable at the shortstop, and a solid play there. So that was for the British defense. Jacob Landon fielded it cleanly, throwing it in time and right on the money to the first baseman.
Taylor just continues his efficient pitch count. Two pitches, I think.
Yep.
Inning. Takes him up to 10 for the game. 4 outs. It's not a bad.
It's not bad at all. That will bring on the 5-0 hitter Alessandro Zofal, and he was wasting no time as well. This one is popped and caught by the third baseman, this time Michael Flaherty, one of the yesterday's MVPs for the Great Britain. Taking the feel of the ball there, finding it easily in his glove for out number 2. 3 pitches, 2 outs. I mean, Team Austria really need to start taking some pitches here.
Yeah, Kawanishi would be best advised to give his pitcher Teufel a bit of breathing room there.
Oh, that's for sure.
take a couple of pitches.
Get ready to back into it. So 2 outs, bases are empty, only 3 pitches so far by Edward Taylor, and I mean just like yesterday, the British pitching is just pounding the zone. This time again, starting with fastball low into the zone for strike one. It's a good spot there for the first pitch of an AB. Good take there on the off-speed pitch, good eye. As Kawanishi was able to recognize that it's not a fastball and it will probably end up too low there. So 1-1 count, 1-1 pitch coming up. Swung on and fouled this time for strike two. So this will move Taylor's pitch count to 14. 8 pitches for strike. And 5 of them were hit into the field for an out. It's phenomenal.
It is, yeah. Kawanishi, one of the guys who picked up a hit yesterday, showing some patience.
Good
and a good
there.
eye.
Oh, that's a good take. that's a gutsy take. On a break-in pitch just outside of the zone, but
yeah, I really like how he stays in his at-bat and battles. It's exactly what Austria needs right now, someone setting the tone for the rest.
So 2-2 pitch coming up as the right-hander dishes, and this one is too low there. Maybe another off-speed pitch, really tough to pitch in these conditions with the ball getting all wet easily there. As the count is now full, so that's by far the longest AB by any Austrian in this ball game.
Yeah, he came here with a plan, knew exactly. Wanted to go deep into the count, showed some patience.
So 3-2 pitch coming up, fastball, this one is fouled and probably not going to be fieldable. So the count will remains the same. Kawanishi, the product of the Stoke City Cups.
Yeah, transferred to the Vienna Wanderers a couple of years back and has been one of the steady performers on the team.
So another 3-2 pitch coming up. This one's hit well, and the first base runner and the base knock for Team Austria into the ball game, and the crowd gets into it.
Beautiful at bat by Kawanishi.
That's a perfect job. Ended up, I think, at 8 pitches, was it? And the pitch number 8 was taken hard into the center field. What an AB, and really valuable here for the team, especially as you mentioned, giving Teufel some breathing room there in the dugout.
Yeah, and also taking a third of the pitches for
yeah,
the total pitches of Taylor so far.
So Taylor is now at 18. 8 of them taken by Kawanishi. So now batting will be number 6, Justin Föbeck, with 2 outs, runner at first base, also so far hitless, swinging on the fastball. Gotta say that on the other side, there are no really bad contacts by the Austrians. They are with the sweet spot on the ball. They're on time, just getting under the ball. Not able to so far hit something hard.
Yeah, we saw a lot of fly balls yesterday, a lot of stuff carried into the air. I think with the rainy conditions, might be a wise choice to go for line drives and ground balls if you can. Tough conditions to play the field.
As Edward Taylor comes back with a fastball inside to get up ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner remains at first. Kawanishi takes off. Oh no, he changed his decision after a couple of the hard steps.
Yeah, would have been the right pitch for it.
Oh, that's true. Breaking ball low and outside. Hard to feel there for the British catcher, Kennard Dawson there. It would be wise for Team Austria to try to get the runner into scoring position with 2 outs there. Oh, that's a fast move to home plate, and he got him swinging. First strikeout of the ball game for Edward Taylor after earning their first base hit by the Austrian lineup. No runs, so 1 hit to 1 man left on base. That was Dan Kawashini as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Score remains 0-0. Georg Stemmer ready to face the toughest part of the British lineup. 4, 5 and 6 hole hitters, starting off with the third baseman there. That's Michael Flaherty. Had a phenomenal game yesterday. Got a base hit, some RBIs there, some runs scored.
Yeah, 5 hits between those 3 guys. Lambden and Dawson, 5 and 6, both with a double.
As Konstantin Teufel, of course, goes to work again. It was a clean inning, not as efficient, obviously, as Edward Taylor, but 11 pitches, all that Teufel needed to get fly out and 2 strikeouts there against the tough British lineup. Right-hander who can bring on the heater. Before struggling with the injury, he was touching 90 miles per hour, right?
Yeah, so far I've heard, yeah.
Now it could be a little under it, but still some good velo there against the British offense. And as I've seen yesterday against the Czech Republic, the British struggled a bit with the fastball velocity against the Czech pitchers. Early in the game, the Czech arms just weren't able to put them in the strike zone.
Yeah, you would think that Teufel is then the absolute best choice.
Yep.
For today.
Breaking ball fouled to make the count even. 1 ball, 1 strike there. As the rain starts to pick up a little bit here in Wiener Neustadt Ducks Field. Showing a bunt there. That's a perfect spot. Could be a chance for a base hit, and he's in. Plus the overthrow. Good job there, though, by the Austrian defense to put some man.
Yeah, you just mentioned it. Perfect place and perfect weather conditions for bunts. Yeah, really close to first to the home plate still, but Horscher got right after it. Just couldn't come up with it quick enough.
Some good legs, though, by Flaherty, the third baseman. He was able to get there quickly, and you can see everything slippery. That was the second baseman. Then Kawanishi there. He was put on ice skates there. So the leadoff man is on board for the Great Britain team that wasn't able to play it safe, wasn't ashamed to play it safely yesterday. 2 squeeze plays, so I'm curious to see if they come up with a hit and run or maybe a bunt to move the runner over. As you mentioned correctly, the conditions are now really tough for defense to handle anything that's put on the ground. Fastball misses the zone for ball 1. So now batting is Jacob Lambden, the shortstop. As you mentioned, phenomenal day yesterday. This time shows a bunt, but Teufel not able to hit the zone properly. As the right-hander takes the time, wants to trade the ball.
Yesterday with a double, today they're going for bunts. Yeah, putting the Austrian defense under pressure, trying to keep them on the field as long as they can, wear them down.
Yeah, but I mean, they had some big hits, but also 2 squeeze plays played there by the Great Britain, doing a little bit of everything, you can say. So 0-2 pitch coming up, and that's ball 3.
Yeah, conditions worsen, rain is picking up.
As the British dugout is feeling it, bring the energy again. Seeing that Konstantin Teufel is struggling this time with the pitch command against the shortstop Jacob Lambden. This could be a huge walk there to start the bottom of the second inning with runners at first and second. Nobody out. Oh, was that a fast throw to first or was that a fast throw to first?
It was. Do you think he has a quicker one?
I mean, I wouldn't want to be in Faulhaber's skin there at first base right now. That was a rocket that Teufel launched there from the mound. 3 balls, no strike. As Konstantin Teufel digs himself a little bit of a hole for a pitch walk to load the first and second up for another batter in the order. This will be the catcher Kenneth Dawson, as Horscher takes time out to talk to his arm there on the bump.
Yeah, Dawson with 2 hits yesterday, 3 RBIs, one of the big producers of yesterday's game. They've got all the time in the world and they're not hurrying up.
The rain really starts to pick up here in Wiener Neustadt Ducks Field. Hopefully we'll be able to get some better conditions soon. Tough, obviously, for Teufel to pitch right now. And he comes back with the fastball low and outside. Perfect spot against Kenneth Dawson. I'm calling a bunt there, though. This is a perfect situation. Super tough conditions to field it properly. We've seen a bunt by Dawson yesterday.
Yeah, these conditions would make a sacrifice bunt almost be a bunt for a hit.
Yeah. But the British coaching staff deciding to go aggressive here as the breaking ball was taken for strike 2 by Kenneth Dawson. And I think the game will get delayed right here. Yep, this is getting a little too much. The groundkeeper's crew will have to hustle to the field to cover as much as they can of the infield. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Kenneth Dawson, no balls, 2 strikes. This looks like a little bit of a longer delay here.
Yeah, unfortunately it does. Team Austria now back in the dugout. Best advice to stay dry.
Yeah. Can't say that obviously about the groundkeeper's crew. They're doing a phenomenal job. Wiener Neustadt obviously putting up, I think, 30 people all together. When I talked to the, you can say, the crew director, Moritz Scheicher, today. So let's hope that the rain won't be much of a trouble for too long this time. For now, we'll see you as soon as possible, contact you with the information we'll have. But for right now, the game is delayed with the heavy rain that's picking up here in Wiener Neustadt, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
This is a pretty summer day.
Why does your little brother look more athletic than you? You better than him? You better than? Yeah, 100%. That's an easy call right there. He knows it too. Oh my God. All right, usually little brothers are better. The third one's the best of them all, though. Nah, he may be bad now, but he's gonna be bad at all of you in their career. Hey, there'll be little high school. You better be here, bro. They'll be all provincial. You guys lifting weights yet? What? No, your bro don't lift weights, so you guys gotta be on. $5 for a bite?
Nah. $5 for a bite. $5 for a bite. $5 for a bite. $5 for a bite.
I don't need the money.
I thought you were talking. No. I thought you were looking for a little spare change. I was like, I don't know why you do that, but €5. That was 800 Austrian.
Graham. $10 for a bite. I give him $10 if he likes it. 20. Gags will chip in, Ken. Hey, he's like, let me grill it up real quick. Take a shit in the boat.
part is we have to shovel it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while, but we're back here in Wiener Neustadt, and we gotta start with a huge shout out to the groundkeepers crew. Heavy rain here, but they were able to get the field fixed in, what was it, 20 minutes could have been?
Yeah.
Get it ready for the ball game again. So we'll have Konstantin Teufel coming back. He's in a tough situation. Runners at first and second will be it. Obviously, even though it stopped raining, the grass is still really wet. No balls, 2 strikes though. Advantage for Konstantin Teufel against the batter, who will now be the catcher for the British lineup, Kenneth Dawson. And it will be a huge inning for Team Australia, for the remaining of the ball game will really show the pace if the Great Britain can get on the board early here in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, grass obviously still wet. Tough conditions to field balls. Awesome with the 2 strikes, so we're not expecting a bunt here. Yesterday, huge day, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Definitely a threat to put Great Britain on the board.
I also think what's is my concern, how tough is it going to be for Konstantin Teufel after the long break? Obviously he had time to warm up, but it's hard once you stop pitching. Obviously it's a very demanding motion for the body, then you stop for almost an hour, then you're right back at it.
You're right. And also the temperatures, not especially in favor of being loose, getting back at it. So we'll see if this actually shortens the pitchers' nights, or if they can stay in there for a couple more innings.
So Konstantin Teufel back up there on the mound. His pitch count right now is 20-11 pitches, 4 strike against him. The batter Kenneth Dawson. The Great Britain load the first and second base. That was on a single by Michael Flaherty, the third baseman, and then a 4-pitch walk. The single came on a bunt. I think that's important to mention. And right now the batter Kenneth Dawson, no balls, 2 strikes. We obviously continue in the count we had. Strikeout swinging, but the runners were going and nobody really mentioned anything, or it looked at least like the catcher had no idea.
Yeah, caught everybody off guard.
So Christopher Hoscher, they're unable to connect with either of his infielders to throw out the runners. That would have obviously been a huge double play. Strike him out, throw him out. But other than that, strikeout swinging. Good start by Konstantin Teufel, but the runners move over to scoring positions as Flaherty is now at third and Landon on second base. The batter now will be with number 12, the left fielder, I'm sure. Donovan Krug, should it be?
Yeah, Coach Sakanashi for the Austrian national team obviously brought the defensive side of the infield in.
And again, I gotta say, the Austrians playing it aggressive.
Yeah, they do.
Infield in with runners in scoring positions and only 1 out. So Cruz now has to put one deep to the outfield or shoot through the infield. He fouls off the first pitch he sees.
Yeah, goes right after the first pitch.
I think the good news for the Austrian defense is that Teufel's got 3 strikeouts already out of 4 outs. Obviously, strikeout here is the best case scenario for the hometown heroes. Teufel, and this one is fouled again. Breaking pitch, this time as Krug fouled it off.
Yeah, you mentioned it. As soon as they record another out, they can move back the infielders, play them deep. Gives them a much better chance.
Would you say the British offense playing 1-out rules, so everything on the ground they are going? I think with runners in scoring positions, 1 out, I'll probably play it like this. Obviously, it's going to be very tough to throw the runner out at home plate with the wet grass.
Yeah, I think they will trust the bats to come alive during the game. So Austria, yeah, obviously aware of trying to keep it tight. Trying to keep them from scoring.
No balls, 2 strikes. Teufel deals. Breaking pitch too high there. His stuff is electric.
The problem with bringing also the middle infield in is that the guy on second base, he can basically go halfway to third base. So any hit through the infield will score him right away.
Jacob Lambden enjoying some space there as another fastball by Teufel is fouled. David Krug battling hard there against the Austrian ace. 1 ball, 2 strikes there. Teufel against Donovan Krug. Also curious to see how many pitches will Konstantin Teufel be able to get. Obviously, Hiro Sakanashi is counting on using him also later on tournament. This one's hit well, high and deep to the center field. This will score them both. This will be a double at least by the batter, and Donovan Krug comes through with a 2 RBI double. That's a huge AB right there for the Great Britain.
Yeah, regardless if they would have brought it in, that would have been a double anyways.
Yeah. Fastball right down the middle, and Donovan Krug was ready, choked up on a bat and found a hole in the outfield. Perfectly placed long drive there to make it 2-0 in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, this brings up first baseman Houghton yesterday with a home run, another hit, and 5 total bases.
That's a nice day on the diamond as he swings on and misses on the fastball by the right-hander for a strike one. Teufel does a really good job in throwing the first pitches for a strike, I gotta say. Other than the 4-pitch walk, he's pretty consistent.
Yeah, since he came back and the rain stopped, he seems to have found his control a bit more.
So runner again in scoring position as the breaking ball is too high there by the right-hander.
Yeah, good idea to follow up with a breaking ball there, but just over the zone.
So 1-1 pitch will be coming up, 1 out. As Donovan Krug is now on second base after the double. Fastball outside corner, just misses the zone. And by the decision of the home plate umpire Julian Tombea. That's a big bet to face down there in the lineup. Liam Houghton showed his power yesterday, as you mentioned already.
Yeah, Great Britain with the guy on second base under no pressure to move him to a scoring position. They already got him there.
This one fits into the strike zone. Obviously the British dugout again getting loud there, not liking the call one bit. It's not going to change anything about it though. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner still in scoring position in second base there. A pretty big lead, gotta say. Fastball.
And he calls
Looks like a hit by pitch.
that ball. I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, it was close to the bat. I was curious if it's not going to be called a foul ball, as also Teufel wants a foul ball.
Well, he flinched a bit, but that wasn't a swing, I would say.
No, that wasn't a swing for sure.
No. Teufel obviously.
I think that the Hiro Sakanashi is going to talk to the umpire though that with the movement of the hands he kind of inched closer to the ball, so it obviously wouldn't be a strike, but if you do that and the ball is still outside the zone, it's a regular ball but not a hit by pitch.
Yeah, he wasn't set up too close to the plate, so I see no argument here.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to catch a Teufel's foul ball in the elbow in this cold weather, right?
Absolutely not, no. One of the big producers on the team, you don't sacrifice that.
So runners at first and second with 1 out. That will bring the 9-hole hitter, the second baseman for the Great Britain, David King there, also waiting his first hit of the tournament.
Hunt it here, 1-7, hunt it.
It's good pressure there by the Great Britain early in the ball game. That's a bunt down, will be a tough play. And no play there as Konstantin Teufel just kind of
A little too aggressive for my taste.
I mean, this would have been an easy play at first, I would say, as a...
Yeah, but he was
King
moving
was-
full
yeah.
speed, right? So I would think that Hosha would have had the
Yeah,
momentum going his way, taking it.
and I mean, when they were fielding it, David King was like halfway to first base. We'll see it here perfectly. Yeah, it would be quite a routine play for Hosha. Now the runner is at first base when Konstantin Teufel already made like 4 or 5 steps with the ball. It almost looked as if he could just give the ball to the catcher and he would just throw it there. They would still make it in time.
Yeah, he must have picked it up pretty soon during this delivery and committed right away. Obviously eager to help out the defense. But as a pitcher, you have such a huge burden on your shoulder to carry the team, so you might just want to give a little bit of that to your catcher and trust him on that.
So this will be probably scored as an infield single to load them up with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning for the leadoff man, Ray-Andre Mercer. We've seen a nice hit there in the bottom of the first by Mercer. That was a long drive caught by the left fielder. Alessandro Zofal there with the play. As Teufel starts with a breaking pitch too low this time.
Yeah, corner infielders now playing in. Middle is obviously back, trying to get the double play.
It's going to be tough against the speedy center fielder of the Great Britain. Breaking ball to the ground there as Teufel falls behind in the count. No strikes and 2 balls. He really needs to start pounding the zone here.
Yeah, hitters count now for Mercer.
It's a great position for the British leadoff. So David King at first base, Liam Houghton at second, and Donovan Krug at third. Still only 1 out, and the fastball misses too high there. And this is trouble for Team Austria.
Yeah, curious to see if he gives them the green light or if they will stay patient.
No action so far.
Obviously, Coach Peter Farrago runs now in there.
He's gonna...
What's going on?
And he's gonna ask the British dugout to come back.
Yeah, the mind games continue, huh?
Yeah, giving the breather to his pitcher. 3 balls, no strikes, tough position for the pitcher. Breaking ball, too high there, misses the zone as another 4-pitch walk. Ray-Andre Mercer drive is in a run with base on balls to make it 3-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Tough position here for the Austrians. And it's a shame because I gotta say, other than the double by Donovan Krug, Great Britain hasn't really shown anything offensively. It was some walks, hit by pitch, 2 bunts.
Yeah, they stayed patient
ball,
and relied
like
on bunts mostly, huh?
Just like that, they're up 3-0. Teufel really needs to find a strike zone here. Low and outside, called for a strike. Now the batter will be the right fielder, Ben Light. Already talked about him bunch. 2 hits already on the tournament.
Yeah, he's got an open tab with Teufel,
yeah.
I remember.
Off-speed pitch misses the zone too low there. Struck out first time around against Teufel. So 1-1 pitch will be coming up. Teufel desperately needing a strike here to get up ahead in a count. Base is still loaded, obviously, and he heads him. So the hit by pitch drives in and a run, and here comes trouble for Team Austria as Konstantin Teufel really starts struggling with the pitch command. So far, no action in the Austrian bullpen. That's interesting. Of course, we've already seen 1 mound visit in this inning by the pitching coach on Team Austria, so another one would mean a substitution of the pitcher.
Yeah, he knows what he's got to do. It's just a matter of performing now. I saw somebody leave the dugout, so they might even start warming someone up, just in case.
Johnston now in the batter's box. Base is still loaded with only 1 out as the fastball hits the zone low and outside for strike 1. As the Great Britain are trying to buzz the game wide open here in the bottom of the second inning. 4 runs on 3 hits. That's efficiency there by the British lineup, capitalizing on the mistakes by the Austrian pitcher there. Konstantin Teufel right now struggling with the zone.
Yeah, and those two exchanged some pleasantries earlier, as you can see.
Yeah. We've seen a little bit of a Juan Soto action there by the hitter Andrew Johnston, stretching a bit after he took the pitch for a ball. 1-1 pitch will be coming up. It's a huge AB right here.
fouls it right back.
Fastballs fouled for strike 2. And right now, Teufel really needs to get the momentum back.
Yeah, got him on a high fastball. Couldn't catch up to it. Gave him an appreciative nod, more or less.
0 for 1 so far. With a strikeout is the designated hitter. Breaking the ball low in the zone. The runners will not go, obviously, as disposed.
Yeah, but I think they will check for the first base umpire.
I think he was able to stop the bat in time, though.
And a check now, and he signals.
No swing there.
No swing.
Yep, no swing, no chance. Good job there by Andrew Johnston, as he was able to hold the barrel back. So 2-2 count now. Wouldn't advise Konstantin Teufel to go to 3 balls to the full count. Would need to end it right here. Could be with the help of his defense. Obviously, the pitch count rising now to 44 pitches is the Austrian on the mound. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Defense ready to help out their pitcher. This one's hit well to the center field. This will drive in 2 as the score now will be 6-0. Throw is obviously too late there as David King scores. And there will be also Riondri Mercer scoring the run on number 6 of the ballgame for the Great Britain as the designated hitter comes through. Andrew Johnston. An RBI, a long drive over the head of the second baseman. Obviously no chance for a play there for Kawanishi.
Yeah, Konstantin Teufel, they seem to have gotten to him a bit. He didn't even cover the play behind home plate.
So runners now at first and second with 1 out, 6-0 the score already. What a huge inning for the Great Britain, and you can see Teufel getting frustrated now there a bit on the mound. So runner at first and second. The batter now will be Michael Flaherty. He started the inning with the lead of bunt for a single. That was a beautiful placed bunt. Came around to score the first run of the ball game. He takes his second AB of the game now against Teufel.
Yeah, the mind games continue at second base as the umpire gives time to the batter, and Teufel throws for a dead ball to his catcher.
You can see a lot of energy, a lot of talking by the British dugout. Can argue about sportsmanship, obviously, but what you can't argue about is that it seems to be working right now. Having a lot of words for the Austrian dugout, for the Austrian pitcher. And they seem to get under his skin for sure here in the bottom of the second inning.
Misses again up high, almost hit him for third hit by pitch, but able to turn away from it.
I think what's for sure is we found out the you can say the bad boys team of the tournament already. Yes,
definitely an attitude, but it gives the game an edge, I'd say.
The British dugout didn't come here obviously to make friends, and there is another hit by pitch.
Yeah, you would think this would do it for Teufel.
Yeah, I think even by the rule, or I know that at the international events there used to be a rule on the number of hit by pitches after what you need to go out of the ball game. But here goes the manager, Hiroyuki Sakanashi, to take out his ace. Great start to the ball game by Konstantin Teufel. He struck out 2 in the 11 pitch first inning, but he's done right here.
That's the moment for the binoculars I've brought. As we see Leonard Halper again after his stint on the mound yesterday.
I think he threw 2 innings yesterday. Can go for a quick check.
Yeah, a bit surprised here.
So Leonard Halper back on the mound. He threw against Netherlands yesterday. And he's right back to work, you can say. Well, Here Sakanashi playing it aggressive again. So it was 1.2 innings for Halper. He ended up with 20 pitches only. So it was an efficient outing. I thought the Halper was there for a little bit more. So number 17 is back on it to help his team out of the trouble. It's going to be a tough spot here for Halper. The bases are loaded with 1 out and British dugout firing. Great Britain on top with all the momentum, obviously.
Yeah, got a familiar catcher with Christoph Hoscher behind the plate. They both play on the Wanderers, so he can guide him for a bit and they know each other well.
But I love it. I gotta repeat it again. I love the aggressiveness by the Austrian coaching staff. Down 0-6 in the bottom of the second. Guess what? We just bring the best thing probably we have ready in the bullpen. Why not?
Yeah, Austrians obviously trying to stay away from a mercy rule early decision.
So here Sakanashi confident that they can get right back into the ball game, but first things first, they need to exit the trouble here in the bottom of the second. As that's the designated hitter Andrew Johnston right now standing at first, at second Ben Light, and obviously Johnston now will be at second, Ben Light at third, and Flaherty will be the third baseman at first base. Next batter for the Great Britain will be the shortstop, number 6, Jacob Lambden. 333 batting average on the tournament. He walked first time around, came around to score run number 2 of the ball game, and obviously also the ball of the second inning for the Great Britain.
Yeah, hit a double yesterday. We'll for sure try to go for the same result now.
So Jacob London comes in a big spot to welcome the new arm on the mound there. Young Leonard Halper. Tough spot for the youngster. But as we already mentioned, I think probably the best thing that they have available right now is this one's hit high, going to definitely be playable for the shortstop. He gets under it. The runner is going though, and he fell on the ground. No chance for a play there. That's a shame for Team Austria, as Justin Fürbuch falls on his butt after fielding the ball, obviously in the tough conditions under the lights. And aggressive base running there pays off for the Great Britain.
Yeah, really paid attention. Knew that the grass was slippery. Went straight back to third base to tag up in just in case, and this is when it pays off, huh?
So that's one of the most shallow sacrifice flies you will see. Score is now 7-0. Runners at first and second. That was the second out of the inning, and the batter now will be the catcher, Kenneth Dawson, for the Great Britain. Halper able again.
Almost hit his teammate with a foul ball. But Halper doing exactly what Hiroyuki Sakanashi expected of him.
Pound the zone.
Pound the zone. Make him hit the ball. They need to stop walking people, and that's
for sure.
That's exactly what he's going after.
What's surprising that Teufel only had 2 walks in the ball game, but I think he had at least 4 hit by pitches. As the breaking ball gets away from the right-hander for ball 2, so 2-1 count now for the batter. Kenneth Dawson, the catcher for the Great Britain. Fastball swung on and missed. That's a big lead there by the runner at second. Great Britain not afraid to be aggressive there, as all this Austrian middle infielder really needs to start doing better job at just covering the runner there. He was probably halfway to third base right there. Rounder to first base, tough hop for you, Julian Faulhaber. Oh, and he overthrows the first base. That's brutal. for the Austrian defense, as this will be a costly mistake. Tough hop, obviously, to Faulhaber as he caught that one into the face. But he had a little bit more time than
Tough
he
break for him, yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame.
He really sacrificed his body there, went after it right away when he saw it in front of him.
We'll see it one more time, but I think he had more time to just didn't have to do such a wild throw. Yeah, could have just comfortably put himself in a better position to make a quality throw.
Yeah, this would have been the Bartolo Colon signature player, eh?
Yeah, that's true. But other than that, it's an error by the first baseman to drive in another run. Number 8 in the ball game. Runners in scoring positions as this is a grounder to third base, fielded cleanly, and the throw to first right on the money. As this was the left fielder Donovan Krug, whose ground out will do it for the second inning. 8 runs scored on 5 hits by the British lineup, and the Austrian offense really needs to bounce back in the top of the third to stay in this thing. We'll be right back. Alexander Ressel will start us off in the top of the third inning. As we mentioned, Team Austria needs to strike back.
Yeah, Taylor out there still for Great Britain after a long break for him.
Yep.
Properly rested and hopefully warmed up.
Well, it's true. It was actually an hour and 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
Righty on the mound there, number 5, after 2 solid innings. 1 strikeout, 1 hit allowed. Hasn't faced a runner in scoring position yet. Only the single by the Austrian second baseman, Dan Cavanishi, as you could have seen in the highlights and break. Fastball misses the zone outside there.
Yeah, continues where he left off. First pitch strikes, a lot of fastballs.
Yep.
Unless they start challenging him, there's not really a reason to rely on any other pitches.
Fastball inside, fouled by the batter Alexander Ressel. The third baseman who finished the bottom of the second inning with cleanly fielded ground ball and proper throw to first base. Now facing 1-2 count, breaking pitch way off the plate.
Yeah, Hazel showing some patience at the plate. Trying to get on the bases for Team Austria.
Another break in the pitch, swung on and missed this time by Redlice. Will have to see a throw to first base.
And he dropped it.
No,
he dropped
it.
They will challenge this play.
He definitely dropped it there, and they will have to talk to other umpires. I don't think the first base umpire could have seen it, but
no, this is exactly where you go straight to home plate, right? He moves in.
This
and
for sure was a dropped ball. No chance that he...
And they get it right.
Yep. No chance that was a clean play at first base. It's obviously tough to see for the first base umpire, Arvidas Barbalas, but that's why there is three-man umpiring crew. Again, the Great Britain.
Yeah, first base coach Peter Ferg not only arguing the call on first base, but also instigating the home plate umpire to keep the Great Britain dugout in check as they seem to hang on the fences.
You will need a security crew there. Boy, is that dugout on fire after scoring 8 runs in the bottom of the second inning. Runner at first base, nobody out. That's a good start for Team Austria. The batter now, another hometown player for the Diving Ducks, Felix Astner, number 14, the center fielder. Hitting 9-hole, and that will be second time around for the Austrian lineup against Edward Taylor.
Yeah, and the Austrian hitters continue to show patience. Obviously had a lot of time to talk about it in the dugout.
That's for sure.
Take care of the base.
And they want to slow this game down for them, especially when Great Britain is on defense.
Fastball on outside, taken for strike 2 by Astner. Now has a 1-2 leaders count. Great job by Edward Taylor, just keeps on pounding that zone. 30 pitches right now, 18 for them for a strike. Good numbers. And breaking the ball on outside, swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the inning for the British starter, even though he only has 1 out because
Hey, 1-2 ball here.
the previous one was dropped by the catcher, and then an error by the first baseman to put the leadoff man on board. Astner strikes out for the first out, so 1 out runner at first base. Now batting second time around will be the leadoff man, Christoph Huscher.
Yeah, Astner obviously fooled by the secondary pitch that they didn't get to see too often this game.
Pick off the first base, runners back in time easily. This wrestler saw the move well. The crowd still into it, even though Austria is down 0-0. That's a good hit to right side. Fouled.
Just foul, yeah.
Would have been double at least there if Charles Hoscher could have found the right field line. Hit a double yesterday already.
Yeah, one of the guys who really uses the field well, not afraid to hit it to the opposite field side.
The product of Divina Wanderers and also obviously the national team manager and the Wanderers manager Hiroyuki Sakanashi. What a huge person in the Austrian baseball for the last couple of years.
Yeah, holy trinity of Austrian baseball.
Yeah, he did a tremendous job helping out the program, helping out the youth, coaching the senior national team, coaching the under 23 national team.
He's the one size fits it all.
Right? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, a fixture in Austrian baseball for, over a decade and more. Yes.
Looks like an off-speed pitch taken for strike 2 by Christoph Hoscher.
No.
Yeah.
Get it.
And
Make sure
Taylor
get back
excited.
start.
So 1-2 pitch coming up.
Going to be interesting to see if he goes back to the fastball on this one.
Looks like he will challenge him inside, ground ball to third base. Safe at second on the throwing error by the third baseman. Great Britain unable to play a clean defense, and the Ducks field loves this, as this will be a throwing error on the third baseman, Michael Flaherty.
Yeah, maybe tried to do a bit too much. Ground ball already caught him on his heels.
Yeah.
Back momentum, still tried to go to second base, had more time on first base, wanted to get the double play or at least the lead runner. Not able to come up with a clean throw as
Ben, you left him!
Oh, that is a good base running
Riesel
though.
moves to third base.
I gotta say that Riesel was just running hard the whole time. He read it well. Took off to third and never looked back. That's good aggressive base running right there by Austria. Runners at first and third in the corners. Only one out. Now batting Julian Faulhaber, first baseman. He was able to hit the ball hard, but he got under it, so it was a fly ball to the right fielder.
Yeah, we see Taylor now already throwing secondary pitches on the first pitches to batters, so second time around the order, changes up a bit, caught Faulhaber by surprise.
This was it hard through the right side for a base hit. Runners at first and second. An RBI double for Julian Faulhaber. And the crowd loves it.
Recovered
And the score is now
perfectly,
1-8.
stayed back on it,
Yep.
and drove it to right field.
He got the whole of it.
Yeah, to me it seems that Taylor, coming out of a big break, feels like the fastball lost a little bit of its life. Austrian hitters jumping on the hittable pitches and getting results.
But I gotta say, I feel like the pitchers are still down. The Austrian batters are just executing much better than in the previous first two innings. So runners at first and second, now batting Owen McGarry, also second time around. And Edward Taylor misses the zone with the fastball, as the place is finally coming alive again after the rain, and obviously the 8 runs that poured on the Austrian defense in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, the 8 runs that they scored definitely also give him some breathing room, some leeway on how long he will stay out there. Although the Austrians scored a run, no threat to the Great Britain team for now.
Fastball outside taken for strike one. On a 1-1 count, 1 out. Faulhaber at first, Hoscher at second. Good take there by Oda McGarry. It's a tough ball there.
Great pitch.
On the youngster, it's a great pitch. And I think it's a good take by the lefty batter. Probably would have been a really tough pitch to hit there. So 1-2 pitch will be coming up with 1 out. Ground ball to the midline field. Good hit for the outplay, out at second, and this won't be an interference. And I gotta say, looked to me at least as the second baseman moved a little bit front into the way of Faulhaber. Because the British offense is now arguing about, British defense obviously, arguing about the interference call there at second base.
Yeah, since the rule changes, we've seen a couple of plays also in this tournament.
I think 3 calls already there.
Yeah, and still
So we'll
doesn't
see
seem
right
like
here. So it's a ground ball to the second baseman. He connects next with the shortstop, so right here. He got over the base.
Right into the base, actually.
Yeah, right into the base. But I don't
clean.
feel like he actually touched the shortstop. He just kind of fell to the side of him. So out number 2. Runners in the corners. 2
That's
outs.
a balk.
And that's a balk that will score a run. 2-8 is the score as Christoph Hoscher.
Yeah, third base umpire obviously paying attention. Taylor, I think, not coming to a
And
stop.
you see a lot of emotions.
Konstantin
Is
Teufel
this
outside the
Konstantin
dugout,
Teufel outside of the dugout?
giving,
Giving maybe Great Britain the taste of their own medicine, we could say.
yeah, let's see how Peter Ferrag feels about that.
So the coach comes out of the dugout to maybe calm the place down a bit as the box scores the second run of the ball game for Team Austria here in the third inning. 2 outs.
Yeah, trying to reset.
Runner will be in scoring position. So also interesting debate in front of the British dugout between the assistant coaches.
Yeah, Peter Ferk taking on 2 coaches, arguing.
I'm curious to see how this one is going to play out because... But I mean, Great Britain can't be too angry right here because if the Austrian dugout did something there, it was the thing that we've seen from the Great Britain for a game and a half already. And I have nothing against it. It's the emotions are part of it. But if you dish it, you have to be able to take it.
Everyone ready except for home plate umpire, and he dictates the pace of play.
Georg Stemmer will be hitting next. So runner in scoring position. That's Owen McGarry. He's got good legs on him. So hit to an outfield could mean run number 3. That's up now to the 4-hole hitter. The big bet for the Austrian lineup. Georg Stemmer still waiting for his first base hit of the tournament.
Yeah, Taylor back with the fastball, throwing it for a strike in there.
Taylor looking at the second baseman King a lot, so maybe we'll try for some trick play there on a pickoff or something like that. Owen McGarry close to the second base though. Fastball, and
right on top of the zone.
He put some mustard on it. Edward Taylor there coming up, picking up the velo there for strike 2. So far, really good effort by the right-hander on the mound for the Great Britain.
Yeah, also the hit balls. Defense let him down a little bit.
Yep, that's for sure. Seen 2 errors already in this inning. This one is grounded to shortstop. Going to be a running play there. The throw to the first base again. A little bit of a trouble at the first baseman as that's Aiden Bray.
As home plate umpire calls for another balk.
Oh, really?
And since the batter on it didn't reach next base,
yeah,
he will return to bat.
Oh, he called it. He called a balk. You can see it right there. The home plate umpire calling a balk. I didn't see it.
So
I don't really see what is it though.
So McGarry moves up a base.
I don't think that Edward Taylor is moving too fast at home plate. I don't think that's the issue. What else could it be?
Yeah, I think it's probably, I mean, you see people making really short stops, but at some point it becomes a problem with the habitual stuff. So
that's true.
If you have a pitcher there who every time he comes set behaves the same way, they might get away with it with the quick stops. But Taylor seems to have changed his approach a bit, and they are calling it.
So Georg Stemmer back to the box, and he strikes him out, and Edward Taylor is fired up.
He loves it.
Oh my God, look at the emotions by the youngster.
Yeah, he needs
to calm down a bit or he gets a heart attack right there, but it's a big strikeout.
Deserve a bit of energy.
Yeah, big bounce back for him. And I think first time we've seen emotions like this by the right-hander who seemed really calm there on the mound. 2 runs scored by the Austrian offense as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Great Britain 8, Team Austria 2. We'll be right back. New arm in the ball game for Team Austria. That's Angelo Tau, number 10, pitcher and an infielder out of Vienna Wanderers, nearby club.
Yeah, another one of Hiroyuki Sakanashi's proteges.
Yep.
Coming in to keep Austria in the game after scoring 2 runs.
Aiden Bray with his first AB of the ball game. He came into the top of the third as the first baseman already. Seen the error there by number 7. He'll try to get his mojo back right here against Angelo Tau to start things off for the team Great Britain. I remember that those jerseys that the Great Britain actually used at the World Baseball Classic caused a lot of fuss around. A lot of people made a joke that
they did, yeah.
That the graphic designer would just put a very generic Arial font, make it bold, and put it on a plain white jersey.
Yeah, I would say it's the Bauhaus jersey of
of the World Baseball Classic.
World Baseball Classics, yeah.
I gotta say, I really love the lion logo that they got on the arm for.
Yeah, flying the lion on it.
The Great Britain Baseball Federation. So Angelo Tau able to get up ahead in a count, but the off-speed pitch misses the zone there. So the count is now 2-2. Tau dishes. This one is hit to the right side, but going to end up out of the ballpark, uncatchable for the speedy first baseman.
Yeah, showing no respect to his own body after taking grounded to his face, still going after all the fly balls in play and out.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes as Tau deals, but the fastball misses the zone too high there by the Wanderers pitcher.
Win it! Let's go! Right here, Brian! Right here!
Obviously, Great Britain wants to strike back and get the energy level back up, and the fastball too high there misses the zone as Aiden Bray takes a nice bat flip and a jog to first base.
Yeah, seems to be pumped to be on first base. Staring him down.
So the leadoff man is in business for the Great Britain. The next batter will be the second baseman, David King. 1 for 1 already in the ball game. It was the bunt first time around. He shows it again. Takes it back. As the breaking ball missed the zone there by Angelo Tau. So 1 ball, no strikes. As David King will take a fastball low and outside for a strike. That's a perfect spot there by Tau. Angelo Tau is also a long-time national team player for the Austrian youth program.
Yeah, rose through the ranks and established himself as one of the, also on the senior national team now. One of the guys Hiroyuki can rely on as a reliever especially. And I can almost see a pattern in, if you remember the game against Germany against Belgium yesterday, definitely one of those great hair guys. Angelo Tau himself rocking long hair.
He got jammed on there. It should be an easy play for the right fielder, Georg Stemmer. As the line drive is called for out number 1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Good start there. After walking the leadoff man, Angelo Tau able to bounce back, get the hitter under pressure. Get him jammed on a fastball inside. Georg Stemmer there with a solid play.
Yeah, this is what he came in for, right? Challenge the hitters, make them hit the ball.
3rd time around in the ball game, Rionji Mercer, the center fielder, the leadoff man. 0 for 1 so far after the line drive. He walked 2nd time around against Teufel to drive in a run. Almost took a fastball into the elbow there. as this was a ball won by Angelo Tau.
Yeah, had a really hard hit ball to left field in the first inning. We'll definitely look to barrel up another one.
So 1-0 pitch will be coming up. The first baseman, Aiden Bray, remaining at first base.
Nice frame by Hosha, but couldn't fool the umpire.
It's interesting to see the cars there right now that Mercer is using on the signs. We see a bunch of players having little pocket in front of them as the quarterbacks usually have in the American football. We'll see it, for example, with the next batter.
Yeah, usually a hint for a relatively complicated system.
Yeah. It's 3 straight balls. So a 3-0 count for Leandri Mercer there. So 1 out and a great position for the leadoff man as he takes a fastball for a strike. That will make it a 3-1 count. As Mercer was already walking to first base, but it looked like this one just fit in the upper corner of the strike zone.
Yeah, 3-0, one of those counts where the strike zone seems to be getting almost twice as big usually.
And he's beaten a ground ball. This could be a chance for double play. Out at second. Safe at first base. Speedy center fielder Leandri Mercer showing off the legs, beating the double play. That was a good play there by the Austrian defense. I don't think they could have turned it any faster. It just seemed like Mercer had enough of the legs to get there in time.
Hustle down the line, yeah. Austria didn't get the call. We're waiting for the replay.
So out at second. Yes, safe at first. He beat it.
Yeah, fair and square.
Leandri Mercer showing the legs. So 2 outs, a speedy center fielder at first base. This could mean trouble as right now the Austrian defense is to be aware of the legs of Mercer. Now batting will be Ben Light, the right fielder. As I mentioned, you could see the front pocket right here, down under his jersey, with the complicated sign system there. I don't know what's the last time that I've seen something like this on a dime on the European baseball. I know that the Czech softball team used it for a couple of years with that was Andre Prince as the head coach, the Dutchman known for his specialty in the tactics. I don't think I ever seen it in baseball though.
Yeah, fits right into the mind game pattern.
Yeah.
Playing games.
1-1 pitch coming up. Another good framework did not fool the home plate umpire. Julien Tombert showing the ball there as the count is now 2-1 to Ben Light. The most efficient batter so far. It's a foul ball as this got the knob off the bat. You can see that Ben Light did not even argue that one. That's a sign that it's the right call by the home plate umpire.
Yeah, he obviously wants to hit.
Yeah, the right fielder. Focused back into the count. 2-2 pitch will be coming up by Angelo Tau. There goes the runner, grounder through the right side. Mercer will advance to the third base. There's a bobble. He could try for home. And he's going. Stemmer with the throw to home plate. That's an out there. And what a throw by the right fielder. And this will pop the Austrian dugout up.
That's a great
Stemmer
way.
with a perfect throw after the bobble.
Absolutely missile.
This reminds me of Johannes Cespedes back like 4 years ago when he bobbled the ball. Obviously there was a 100-meter throw, but good play there by the right fielder. The Great Britain playing it risky right here, but let's look at it again. A rocket through the right side. Georg Stemmer with the bobble there. He was able to throw it home in time and gets the runner. Yes, there's the tag. It was a good swim move though by Mercer, but Christoph Hoscher able to take the runner just in time before he touched the home plate.
Yeah, home plate umpire obviously also didn't expect him to come home. Also had the hustle down the line with him.
So a couple of base hits, but no runs as we go to the top of the fourth inning. Great Britain 8, Austria 2. We'll be right back. Alessandro Zofal will lead things off for us here in the top of the fourth inning. Another hometown player with the Wiener Neustadt Diving Ducks.
Taylor, the pitcher for Great Britain, now switching tactics. A lot of secondary pitches on the first pitch. The batters second time around.
This time fastball up in his zone, swung on and missed by the batter Alessandro Zofal. So 0-2 count, good start again by the righty. On the bump there. So far so good for Taylor. This was hit well. Great job hitting by Alessandro Zofal. He recognized the breaking ball. He was able to stay back and hit it.
Yeah, he's able to do it for Team Austria. Obviously, really pumped going out of the inning.
Yep.
Making a huge play at home plate, and he just continues to fire up the Austrian dugout.
So leadoff man is on board for Team Austria. Now batting the second baseman, Dan Cavaschini. So the second baseman now for Team Austria. Hitting there, trying to
a couple
drive
good
on momentum,
at-bats.
right? Yep.
And continues to show his patience, looking for his pitch. Obviously, 2 balls in front. He has to come towards him, huh?
Then Kamanishi, 1 for 1 so far in the ball game. He is responsible for the first base hit of the ball game for Team Austria, as Edward Taylor right now has a hard time finding the zone. 3 balls in a row. He needs to find his mojo back. So 3 balls, no strikes, no outs.
Yeah, after 2 quick innings, first and second inning, Austrian offense seemed to be getting a little bit of a hold of him.
That's a fastball right on the outside corner. That's a good pitch there by Taylor. Well, so far we have to have the highest of words for Edward Taylor. He earned 2 runs, but none of them were his responsibility. It was thanks to the 2 errors on his defense. He did balk it twice though. That's a big swing by Dan Cavaschini there. It's a good hack. I love it.
Yeah, regardless, we can see a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for Great Britain, just to be able to come in there when he runs into trouble.
So full count for Cavanishi as Edward Taylor was able to climb back into the count. Fastball low and outside, taken for strikeout looking. K number 5 for the righty starting pitcher. And this will help him get the mojo back for sure. Started off struggling with 3 balls in a row.
Brings up the shortstop for Team Austria, Justin Fürback. Austria also with a runner on first base, trying to move him across. Would love to see a bunt.
Fastball, low and outside, called for a strike. That's a tough one for the batter now. That's the shortstop, Justin Fürback.
Back, a couple.
No balls, 1 strike now for the batter.
Zufall takes off. No, just breaking.
Breaking the ball, low and outside. This one taken for a ball. I feel like this one had a more of a chance of the zone though, but maybe a little bit of a compensation there. So 1-run count now in the battle of Taylor and Fürback. So 1 out, runner at first base, that Alessandro Zofall. Fastball misses the zone, too high there it appears. As the British dugout is not happy about this one. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Zofall remaining at first base.
Yeah, Fürback not one of the really big frames, so
it looked like a hit and run there as Zofall took off to second and Fürback swung on the pitch that would have been well outside of the zone. He folded off to protect his teammate there, trying to get to second base, so the count is now 2-2.
yeah, Dawson with a great arm. Probably a wise decision.
So Zofall has to get back now in the pickoff move by Edward Taylor. 5 strikeouts in 3 innings and 1 out of work. What a day so far for the righty starting pitcher. Breaking the ball, swung on and missed. It was foul tipped, but right into the catcher's glove as it was Scanner Dawson who was able to hold on to it. It is a warning to the British dugout. No, it's just things. So foul tip, strikeout. K number 6 for the righty Englishman on the mound. So runner now winning at first base and the batter out of the 8-hole now will be the third baseman Alexander Ressel.
Yeah, Ressel, the guy that sparked the rally for Team Austria.
That's right, we dropped first strike.
Managed hustle down the line and
avoid the tag, get to first base, score the first run of the ball game for Team Austria. This time, this one is fouled way off the field for strike 1. Oh, sorry, strike 2 already, obviously, facing Edward Taylor.
You're good there, maybe a couple.
Two strikes for Ressel. And the umpire calls a balk.
Another one. That's third balk of the ball game. Looks like Taylor still hasn't figured out.
Shortstop moving over, trying to calm him down, give him some confidence.
So 6 strikeouts, 3 balks. As Edward Taylor seems to know what the issue is. As he pointed, my bad, that his teammates there and obviously the catcher behind the home plate. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Runner in scoring position. Good position there for Taylor to end the inning right here against Team Austria. Breaking ball, good pick there by the catcher.
Yeah, big secondary lead to Zufall,
Yeah.
who moves right back and quickly so.
But Dawson not letting anything past him. Good backhand pick. That's not easy play for catcher on the breaking pitch. 1-2 count for Rezel. As the right-hander deals, this one is hit through the right side. Alessandro Sofal will try to run a home plate. The throw is in time, but wide off the home plate. As the 2-out single to the right field scores the runner from second. And that's just how fast baseball comes at you. A balk to move the runner over into scoring position. Single through the right side, and here goes run number 3 of the ball game.
And this will do it for Taylor as head coach for the Great Britain team comes out. Yeah, you said it. Throw definitely in time, but a little off target. Zufall able to stay inside the line.
Drew Spencer is out of the dugout to make the substitution there. First earned run of the ball game for Edward Taylor. 3 innings and 2 outs for the British righty there. Earned 4 hits, so 1 run, no walks, 6 strikeouts. That's a really good start, even though he's going to be obviously sad about how things ended there for the Great Britain.
Gets high fives all around.
Substitution, so we'll be right back in a minute or so. Until then, enjoy the view of the sold-out backfield here. Even after rain delay, still only a few seats left.
Newly in the game, number 9, Tyler Sharples for Great Britain will take things over from Taylor. Inherits a run on first base, but 2 outs already.
Yep, for the 21-year-old right-hander. Pitching, playing third base and a left field by the roster for the Great Britain. Guy who does it all. Felix Asner tries to welcome the new arm in the game with a drag bunt to third base. The first pitch he saw, but he fouled it, so that's a strike 1 and a good start for Sharples there to the ball game. British defense would like to get out of it here in the top of the 4th inning, try to stop the Austrian momentum.
A little bit of miscommunication between pitcher and catcher. Shakes him off.
Well, obviously, as the team is put together with mostly the guys playing overseas, the chances are that this is only a couple of the week stops, that they know each other. Obviously, the beginnings are always the hardest. But it seems like the manager, Drew Spencer, put together a special group. You can see that the chemistry is definitely there for the British team, and then they came here to do big things, obviously, trying for the first medal. at the U23 level for the Great Britain. In 2021, they finished 4th, just outside of the top 3 after losing to Italy in the bronze medal game. The right-hander Sharples, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1-2 pitch will be coming up. Against Aston, runner is going, but the pitch is fouled, so everything will move back.
Yeah, Aston with a protective swing there. Nothing you can do with that ball. Taking no chances, fouling it straight back.
So 1-2 pitch will be coming up again. As Rezel is back to first base. Now a little communication between the shortstop and the new righty in the ball game.
Yeah, Sharple's one of the guys who's missing the little pouch on his belt, so maybe he relies on secondary information from his fielders.
Maybe just Lambden came in for a quick chat about how are things going here in Wiener Neustadt on a Wednesday night. Breaking ball, misses the zone, too wide there for ball 2, so 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Felix Astner facing Tyler Sharples. Astner so far 0 for 1 in the ball game with a strikeout. That was against the righty Taylor, who started the game for Great Britain. Fastball off the plate, misses the zone wide there, so the count is now full. The runner will obviously be going with the pitch.
Yeah, Astner looks locked in, seeing the ball well, not even flinching at the balls outside. Drives the count up to 3-2.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes. The crowd getting into it here in the top of the 4th inning. Runner is going as the righty deals. Fastball up, swung on and missed. And this will do it for the top of the 4th inning. Austria getting 1 run back. The score is now 3-8 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back. Andrew Johnston coming in, the designated hitter for the Great Britain. Was part of the 8th run, bottom of the 2nd inning with the 2 RBI single. That was the point when shortly after Konstantin Teufel, the righty on the mound, came out of the ball game for Team Austria. Now facing Angelo Tau. So far, so good for the reliever on the mound. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, but came out of the inning without a run thanks to the great throw by Georg Stemmer from right field to home plate to make the out number 3. Andrew Johnston starting aggressive. Swing on the first pitch he saw by Angelo Tau, fouled for strike number 1.
Yeah, speed up rules obviously haven't reached us here in Europe yet, but home plate umpire wastes no time calling him back into the box.
This time Tao misses the zone as the count is now 1-1. Johnston trying to get his second base hit of the ball game. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 2 RBI so far. A good game for sure for the DH, as he was able to get his first base hit of the tournament after going hitless yesterday against the Czech Republic.
Yeah, big strikeout for him in the first at bat. 1-0 for Teufel, but came straight back.
Oh, this one's hit well to the right side. Will Stemmer have a chance on it? Nope, this will be a single for Johnston as he takes a big turn around first base.
Yeah, really aggressive, tries to extend it, but taking no chances here with 0 outs.
Looked like he was thinking about stretching a single into a double there after the little bobble. Stemmer unable. Playing it a little conservative there. Didn't want to make a diving play and let the ball pass. So the leadoff single by Andrew Johnston. This will put leadoff man on first base, obviously. Now batting will be the third baseman. That is Michael Flaherty there. 1-4-1 in the ball game. Scored a run, hit by pitch. Second time around. Let's see what he's got in store for us. Third time around in the ball game again. Obviously checking the little sheet there to see what the signs are.
Yeah, another hit yesterday in the game, so a couple of hits for him in this tournament. Seems to be off to a good start.
Angel Tao finds the zone this time. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs, runner at first base. The big bats now coming up. This will be Flaherty, Lambton, and then Kenner Dawson, the catcher for the British lineup. Angel Tao, second time in the AB. Bring fastball close to the body of the batter, Michael Flaherty. This could be a chance for the play. We've already seen the...
And right off his heels on the pitcher, and nowhere for them to throw it as it hops way up in the air.
Well, even if it didn't hit him, I don't think that the Austrian infield would be able to do anything with this, as this was a rocket right back on the mound. Yes, this would have been a single probably. But Angelo Tao seems to be okay, even though he caught it to the left foot.
Shakes it off.
Well, just like Taylor Swift sings. So runners at first and second, nobody out. Next batter now will be the shortstop Jacob Lambden.
And he goes for the bunt and just foul this time.
This was coming back into the field, but Angel Tao able to field it just outside of the line.
Probably a really smart move, as he would have had no chance for a play.
No chance for a play there.
Neither on third nor on first.
8 hits, 8 runs for the Great Britain in the ballgame so far. But now they're looking to start some pressure. Runners at first and second with nobody out. Jacob Lambden now with 1 strike after the bunt for a foul ball. Oh, 1 pitch.
See if he goes for another one.
This one's hit well to the center field. Felix Astner should have a good read on it. He fields it cleanly. He drops while fielding it, so no chance to throw the runner out as Andrew Johnston moves from second to third. So job well done by Jacob Lambden as he moves the runner over from second to third. And Great Britain right now doesn't need a base hit to score the run, as a deep fly ball such as this one should be enough. Astner struggling again.
Yeah, Astner struggling, but hanging on to the ball.
Yeah, that's the most important thing right now for the Austrian defense.
Would have been a close play on third base. Obviously also really good arm in center field, covering a lot of ground for them.
So runners in the corners, 1 out. Flaherty at first, Johnston at third. Now batting the catcher, Kenneth Johnston, 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Struck out 1 time also.
Runner from first takes off
Runner
early.
goes, no chance for a play there. That's a great read by Flaherty. As again, this time the British lineup calls for a balk, but this seems to be their domain today so far. So runners in scoring positions. Great Britain up 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. However, the Austrian infield coming in, playing infield in again aggressively, not wanting to allow any more runs to the Great Britain. Fastball inside, swung on and missed by the batter. Strike one there for Kenneth Dawson after taking the first pitch to the dirt for ball 1. So 1-1 pitch will be coming up. Great Britain can get 2 runs back right here with a single. This one is hit high to the right field. This should score a run at least. It will be called by Stemmer. We've already seen his arm. This will be Koch's played home. But Johnson comes in time. So run number 9.
Yeah, no chance for the infield playing in to do anything, as Team Austria will challenge him for leaving the base early. Third base umpire refers to the home plate and he calls him safe.
Good throw again by Stemmer, but Johnston just able to come across in time as he shows the silence gesture
This
to
has
the crowd.
Peter Farag coming out again, probably asking him to check again with the third base umpire. The only two who would have had a chance to see him leave.
I think right now the home plate umpire will be Julien Tumbert. Argues that this was his call. And he saw it well. And he calls the Austrian assistant back into the dugout. So 2 outs, runner at first base after job well done by the catcher Kenneth Dawson, able to hit one deep into the right field for a sacrifice fly. Runner at third base, 2 outs. Now the batter will be the left fielder Donovan Krug, and you all remember who started to put the runs on the board for Great Britain. Donovan Krug in the bottom of the 2nd inning with 2 RBI double with a rocket into the gap in the left center field to start the British offense. Swung on and missed for strike 2 against Angelo Tau.
Comes out swinging on both pitches.
Go to work now. Go to work. Go to work.
So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, as Donovan Krug finds himself in a tough position there against the righty reliever. Fastball low and outside, taken, strikeout looking. This will be strikeout number 1 for Angelo Tau in the ball game, but much needed. But Great Britain able to get 1 run back as they are now up 9-3. We'll be right back. Smiles all around the Ducks field as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Team Austria down 3-9, trying to get back into this one. You can see Tyler Sharpos is feeling the music here at Ducks field. And the fans are getting into it.
As we get back at it, top of the lineup for Team Austria with Christoph Hoscher, the catcher for Team Austria.
Tyler Sharpos misses the zone outside there with the fastball. It's a big swing, but fouled by Hoscher. So 1 ball, 1 strike for the leadoff man of the Australian lineup and also off the top of the 5th inning. Hoscher so far 0 for 2 in a ball game. Got 1 hit yesterday, so it's 1 for 5 on the tournament as he takes the breaking ball inside there. Sharpos struggled a little bit with the pitch control in the top of the 4th inning, but he was able to get out of the trouble with the strikeout swinging.
Yeah, down 3-0 and came back all the way. And
fastball misses the zone high this time as the count is 3-1. Christoph Hoscher wants to start something positive here in the top of the 5th inning for Team Austria.
Trying to take advantage of his command struggles. Probably also looking for a fastball with a strike already on him.
Fastball misses the zone up and in. The leadoff man is in business for Team Austria.
Great start for Team Austria, top of the lineup. Gets their leadoff on first base. Hands it over to first baseman Julian Faulhaber. Big lefty.
Fastball misses the zone inside there to Julian Faulhaber. Yes, we've seen now 5 balls and only 1 strike so far in the top of the 5th by Tyler Sharpos.
Yeah, managed to stick one in between first and second base last time around.
Fastball too high there, misses the zone as the catcher and also the pitching coach for Great Britain will come to the mound to calm their reliever down a bit.
As per rule for the relievers of this tournament, Sharpos rocking the hairstyle, bandana, chains. He's got everything going for him, trying to find his rhythm again. Has a little talk with his coach and his infield. Little pat on the back and he's right back at it. Two balls now on Julian Faulhaber, who will be patient. Definitely, or I think he will be taking a strike before he swings at anything.
So far 6 balls, only 1 strike by the righty there. Faulhaber so far 1 hit in the ball game. He's 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Fastball misses the zone outside there.
Struggle continues.
So 3-0 count now, a ball taken by Julian Faulhaber as he takes a big bat flip to his dugout, and here goes the manager. Drew Spencer will make the substitution here, I think.
Yeah, this is going to be it. There's no way around it.
So Tyler Sharples is done for today after recording 1 out on a strikeout, then 2 walks. We'll have a new arm into the ball game on a substitution, and we will be right back. New arm in for the British defense. This will be number 24, Thomas Flaherty, turning only 19 this year. Young arm.
Yeah, big ready with a bit of zip on his fastball, offering curveball and a slider.
Fastball misses the zone outside there, though.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times this inning. Facing now McGarry for the Austrians. A patient man. Tough matchup for him coming into it as the struggle persists.
I'm curious to see how the young righty is going to handle the pressure here. Also, first time around on European soil.
Yeah, you can feel the atmosphere tensioning up a bit as the crowd gets into it.
Oh, but I gotta correct myself. He actually participated at the Under-18 European Championship a year ago in Czech Republic. Thomas Flaherty there with the ERA 14, 5 innings, 10 earned runs. 4 walks, 10 strikeouts, 13 hits. So did not struggle with the pitch command in particular, you can say.
Yeah, 2 balls on him. Seems to be shaking it off, wants to start over.
And the place is getting loud here at the sold-out Dax Field.
Giving the Great Britain team a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah. 2-1 pitch coming up. Swung on and missed as the righty is able to sneak the fastball past Owen McGarry.
Yeah, surprising. Green light for him, apparently.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes now for McGarry. Runners at first and second with nobody out so far. Flaherty against McGarry there. Fastball misses the zone low there. Not a good read there by Hosha. So the runners stay put at first and second.
Yeah, Dawson really quick on his feet, able to get back on it. Runners stay where they are.
So the count is now full and a huge pitch right here by Flaherty. This one's hit well to the left side, but it's going to be right on the position of the left fielder there. That was Donovan Krug making a glove play and a little bit
Plays
of a bad
perfectly.
luck for Team Austria there, as this one was hit hard. If it would have found a gap, obviously would have scored a run at least, but the baseball is not a game of ifs. Flaherty able to get the huge first out with the line drive right on the chest of Donovan Krug there. So first out of the top of the 5th inning, runners at first and second. And now batting Georg Stemmer, the right fielder, still waiting for the first hit of the tournament. Facing right now Thomas Flaherty. He starts with the breaking ball low and outside for strike one.
Yeah, much more predictable conditions today as the wind has slowed down substantially.
Fastball inside, swung on and missed. As there's another fastball by Stemmer in the box.
British first baseman moving back behind the runner. Great Britain's.
And he got him swinging. This looked a bit like some off-speed pitch.
Yeah,
A little bit of a drop there.
that would have been the slider, I think.
As Georg Stemmer is now informing the next batter. That will be Alessandro Zofal. He's 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Came around to score the third run of the ballgame for Team Austria. Now with the chance to drive in run number 4 with a single through the infield as Christoph Hoscher is ready to use his legs. So Hoscher at second. This is a foul ball. And Faulhaber at first base. As Zufall helped the pitcher there a bit. The
Yeah.
fastball missed the zone wide.
Little check swing, ran in on him.
You see Zufall there choked up on a bat against the speedy right-hander. He's got some wheel on the fastball. Misses the zone too low there. It's a good work there behind the dish, though, I gotta say, by Kenneth Dawson. Those are some tough pitches.
Yeah, really
He's
helps
blocking
out his
everything.
team behind
Yeah,
the
that's for
dish and gives a lot of confidence to his pitchers, trusting in his abilities. He's proven that tonight, I'd say.
Breaking ball, hit through the right side. This will score a run at least. Hoscher comes around to score the 4th run of the ball game. Julian Faulhaber goes to third base. Alessandro Zofal comes around again for Team Austria. And just like last time, stayed back on a breaking ball.
Plays perfectly on the right field line. Even moving the runner from first base all the way to third base. Trying to extend it.
But look at how simple pitching can, hitting can be sometimes. You see again, breaking ball high, he just stayed back, put a barrel on it, opposite field, just as any manager would love to see it.
Yeah, we've seen real good success taking it the other way, letting the velocity of the pitcher work for you.
Yep. Runners in the corners, Zofal at first, Faulhaber at third base. Now batting the second baseman, Dan Kawanishi. For Team Austria, it's Thomas Flaherty. Starts with the breaking ball into the zone for strike one.
Yeah, strikeout for him last time up. Will like to use his chance to redeem as he fouls the ball back into the screen.
Way ahead, kid. Way ahead here.
Bringing the count up to 0-2.
So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners remain in the corners for Team Austria. In the top of the 5th inning, they are trying to get at least one more run back, as Faulhaber is 90 feet away from scoring. Tough ball for Kawanishi, fastball low again. Good work behind the dish by Kenneth Dawson there. not letting anything through, and we gotta say those are some hard-hitting pitchers with good stuff.
Yeah, Dawson, I think, tried to call up for a ball up in the zone. Get a deal with 2 strikes on the batter, and also trying to prevent the running game from gaining a base.
1-2 pitch coming up. Right-hander deals to Cavanishi. This one is fouled right back into the backstop.
Yeah, although Austria got a run on the board, moving an inch closer to Great Britain. We're now already in the top of the 5th. As you remember, these are 7-inning games, so they are really under pressure to get things moving even faster, trying to catch up to the Britain team.
1-2 pitch again by the righty Thomas Verdi, trying to escape the trouble in the top of the 5th. Fastball too low, misses the zone this time. Good eye, good place discipline by Dan Cavanishi. Gotta say we're used to this, seeing the plate very well, taking a lot of pitches. Got a single actually. Single first time around, then struck out looking on a full count.
Yeah, Cavanishi and McGarry, 2 of the players with great plate discipline.
He got him swinging with the off-speed pitch. Good decision there by the righty. Thomas Verdi escapes the trouble. However, Austria gets the run back. The score is now 9-4 and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be right back. Aidan Bray, the leadoff man for the Great Britain. And the bottom of the 5th inning, the first baseman came into the ball game, and a defensive substitution to the 3rd inning. Second time around he was walked. The first time did not score a run. Rounder to the 3rd base side. Good play there. Throw to the first base is low, and this is a good chance for the runner to move to 2nd base. So there puts the leadoff man in business. That was a tough throw to handle for the first baseman Julian Faulhaber. As
Resel decided to stay back on it, actually shortening the remaining time for him to fire at the first base.
That's the toughest hop you can get for the first baseman. Somewhere in the middle, not a short hop, but not a hop too long so you can react. Faulhaber tried his signature.
The stretch, not more you can ask for.
Just not able to get it. So the leadoff man in scoring position. That's a great start for the Great Britain. How else would you want it? And the sacrifice bunt to move the runner to the 3rd base. Good play there by Hosha.
Yeah, and this time the catcher takes it. Absolutely the right decision. Moving into the throwing motion.
Yeah.
momentum taking him towards first base.
But the job well done by the batter, that was David King. So actually his third AB of the ball game was it, and the third time we've seen a bunt. He laid down a bunt one time, then he showed it twice, then decided to hit and hit into a ground ball.
Specialist
So
on
now
the team.
Runner at third base with only one out. That's a great position for Ray-Andre Mercer to drive in a run. He does not need a base hit for it. Just needs to put it somewhere in the outfield as the infield is now in. So good ground ball probably would not do it. Mercer has to shoot it through the infield. Or a deep fly ball. This should not do it. Good play this time.
Yeah, this time Hazel wasting no time, deciding to move on the ball, really aggressive.
That was a rocket to first base.
Rocket
though.
to first base, didn't even check.
Oh.
To look back at the third base.
That's how you get your mojo back with the throw. In time there to get the center fielder Mercer out. So good decision by the Austrian defense to go infield in for out number 2 and preventing a run, but they are not out of the trouble just yet as the right fielder now steps into the batter's box. Ben Light so far so good on the tournament. Batting average 750. You gotta love it.
Yeah, Austrian outfield paying respect to that, playing just in front of the warning track, looking for a long fly ball.
1 for 2 so far is the two-hole hitter. Good block there by Christoph Hoscher. Obviously.
Yeah, both catches today really providing a good backup for the teams.
Yeah, Wildpate scores a run, so he needs to be a wall right now behind the dish for Angelo Tau. And as you mentioned in the past inning, it's so valuable for the pitcher to have a confidence to throw the breaking balls, to throw hard and know that your catcher will help you up. One drive through the right side, and again Ben Light comes through for the British offense with a base knock that scores run number 10 for the Great Britain here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's a good piece of hitting.
Yeah, a recipe for success. Take it the other way.
Yep.
Definitely true today.
Little inside out swing there by Light. His 4th hit of the tournament already. So runner at first base, he's got good legs. Now the batter is the DH, Andrew Johnston. Is 2 for 3 today, 2 RBIs already for the big hitter, number 25 there.
Yeah, I was able to gain in confidence after the first strikeout against Teufel. Since then, he continues to rip up the Austrian defense, going right after it. But,
ground ball to the pitcher, Angelo Tau's got it. And throw to the first base in time and right on the money as we go to the top of the 6th inning. 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 run for the Great Britain as the score is now 10-4. We will be right back. Justin Philbeck, the lead-off man for Team Austria here in the top of the 6th inning. Last 2 chances for the Austrians to come back into this ball game. They put up a great fight after suffering the 8 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Still trailing 6 right here in the top of the 6th. Need to get a big inning.
Yeah, costly error for them in the bottom of the 5th. Ended up scoring a run, moving them 1 inch further away from the Great Britain team. But right back at it.
So the shortstop now under the count. No balls, 2 strikes as Thomas Flaherty comes out pounding the zone. There you go. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Free pitch strikeout by the youngster on the bump.
Yeah, Philbeck didn't like it, but kind of right on the top of the zone.
In the end, doesn't really matter what he likes, right?
Exactly.
What matters is what the man behind the home plate likes. Obviously, I'm not speaking about the catcher, but the home plate umpire, Julien Tambert out of France, calling the evening game. Not easy job, obviously, in front of the home crowd, wanting every call to go in their favor. And that's strikeout number 4 in a row. Oh, sorry, strikeout. That's a strike number 4 in a row, obviously, for the righty, Thomas Flaherty. 4 outs, 3 Ks so far. That's how you enter a ball game. Fastball misses inside, scares the batter a bit. Who's now Alexander Reza, the third baseman, 1 for 2 so far in the ball game. Got himself an RBI as he drove in Alessandro Zufall in the 4th. Off-speed pitch inside. Can't catch it, can't call it. Rule did not play this time.
Let me see it, 2-4, get nasty.
Yeah, Riesel falls behind 1 and 2. And yeah, new pitcher for Great Britain seems to find his rhythm.
Oh, that's for sure.
Starting already with secondary pitches right away.
Go, bud. Right, couple here with it.
Flaherty so far only at 24 pitches. He's almost got 5 outs. That's also a good efficiency for the young arm. So Drew Spencer got him swinging. He throws the fastball past the batter Reza for out number 2 in the top of the 6th inning. Bases are empty. 2 outs. Now batting will be the center fielder Felix Astner.
Yeah, 2 strikeouts in a row. Felix Astner
Let's go, 2-4.
with his 3rd at bat of the night.
And again, Flaherty starting with the fastball for a strike. Bound in the zone. He struggled just a little bit against the first batter he faced. I think that was Owen McGarry. But he was able to find the pitch command that he's on it, dealing right now. This time he made Astner chase one.
Yeah, this is a great example of when you are dealing, how you can open up a strike zone, make the hitters chase a couple of balls.
Made them uncomfortable there in the box. So no balls, 2 strikes. Flaherty is way up close to striking out the side here in the top of the 6th as this one misses the zone inside there.
Yeah, barely misses Astner, who just went down his back knee.
Oh, Astner is known around the Austrian league for getting all the hit by pitches you can imagine. He's not afraid to take one for the team.
On time. Go get it now. Go get it.
Yeah, home crowd giving him some megaphone support.
2-2 pitch will be coming up from the righty Flaherty to Felix Astner, the center fielder.
Go get him, kid. Go get him.
For Team Austria. As he deals All-speed pitch misses the zone wide there as the count is now full. Astna coming back to make the count full. Good play discipline there.
Yeah, Dawson with a couple of pitches that he had trouble receiving. Maybe doesn't expect it to break this hard. Maybe some miscommunication either way. Flaherty is dealing.
3-2 pitch misses the zone low there as a two-walk walk ruins the 1-2-3 inning possibility for Thomas Flaherty. So Felix Astner is now at first base. It's a fast runner and now batting. Third time around will be the leadoff man. Oh, sorry, fourth time around, Christoph Hoscher.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of at-bats for 7-inning games.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You're lucky if you get 4 at-bats in a 9-inning game.
Ground ball to the right side. Nice diving play there by the first baseman. Will he make it to first? Yes! What a great play by Aiden Bray.
No regards for his body or safety.
This time also no regards for Hoscher's body, as this could have ended in a collision there, but they were able to avoid it fortunately. But what a play there by the first baseman. Let's see it one more time.
Yeah, beautiful pirouette move as soon as he stepped on the base, jumping in the air.
Why didn't he use Flaherty? He was right there.
10 points for Bray.
And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. One base runner left on base, no runs, no hits. Score remains the same, 10-4. Great Britain will be right back.
Up for Great Britain, third baseman and brother of the pitcher who we've just seen. Starting it off for the Brits, leading 10-4, trying to put on it.
So bottom of the 6th inning, back number 20 into the box now. 2-4-2 so far is Flaherty. This one just fouled.
Yeah, hammer down the third baseline.
Yes, would have been a double at least, probably with the legs that we've seen on Flaherty.
One of the harder hit balls this night. And one of the few we've actually seen pulled.
That's true. So just a strike with Angelo Tausay right now, even though he just avoided a leadoff double there by inches.
Yeah, Angelo Tau still in there for Team Austria, really eating up these innings, giving them, or providing the team with relief to the bullpen, taking on the majority.
But he's doing good so far. 3 innings, only 2 runs earned, and one of them was mainly due to the error by the defense. Only 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 4 hits allowed in the 3 solid innings of work against the strong British lineup that He's on a roll, obviously, after scoring the 8 runs in the bottom of the second. However, Austrian bullpen able to stop the fast pace of the income of the runs. This one's hit well, but definitely going to be clever for Felix Astner as he gets under it, fields it cleanly for out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Without contact, but he just got under it. Jacob Lambden stepping into the box right here for the Great Britain.
Come on, Landon, right here, babe, right here. Come on, Lambo, go to the right.
Lambden takes the first pitch for a ball too high there, misses the zone. He's so far 0 for 1 in the ball game. Walked 1 time, hit by a pitch 1 time. 4th AB of the ball game for the shortstop. This one is grounded hard to the third base side. No problem for Rezel, but he struggles again with the throw.
Yeah, Kavanishi, great job covering.
Oh, yeah.
Came up with the ball right away, looked at the runner, saw him maybe flinch for a second, thinking about taking off for second base, tags him, but the first base umpire says no attempt to advance.
Just a little too low there was Rezel with the throw.
Yeah, Rezel now with the intermediate solution, stayed right where he was planted.
Yeah. Just not enough. But I have to say, last inning we've seen that third baseman for Team Austria can throw harder than this. This will fall for a blue base hit. Yes. This will be a base knock number 10 for the Great Britain in the ball game. This time it was the left fielder.
Yeah, as mentioned, the Austrian outfield rather deep.
Yep. So Kenneth Dawson, the catcher for Great Britain, got himself base hit number 2 in the ball game, as his average is now 667 in the ball game. Sorry, in the tournament, obviously. The 2 games so far, good numbers for the British offense. Now batting will be Donovan Crook, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs on bases clearing double in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Now moving runners at first and second, facing Angelo Tau, 1 out.
Yeah, corner of the infield playing almost on the line here. Still keeping the double play open.
I like it, Sid.
But again, you see the error could be a costly one.
Right here, babe.
Would have been a whole different situation with 2 outs, runner at first. This time again, Austrian defense not helping their pitcher out of the trouble. 4th error already for the team. Kickoff, and they got him right now. They can catch the runner in between the bases.
As he moves out of the way and is called in advance already by the third base umpire. Greatly executed by the Austrian team.
Angelo Tau took advantage of Jacob Lambden being too aggressive there, jumping around, trying to distract the pitcher. Yeah, you see it, and then no chance to come back. That's a good decision by the shortstop to go into the rundown. Try to find a way out of it. And he moved 2 out of the way there, so he was called out immediately. One of the players would have been out anyway because there were 2 at the same time on 1 base. You obviously can't do that.
Yeah.
Good
Run on
base
first
running.
base does the only thing he can do to limit the damage and moves up to second base.
So runner still in scoring position. Right now it's Kenneth Dawson, the catcher. Donovan Crook still batting. As the fastball is past the left fielder, swung on and missed as the count is now 2-2. Two strikes. Donovan Crook. Still a scoring opportunity, obviously, for Great Britain, but right after I mentioned that the defense needs to help the pitcher more. It was obviously a good move again by Angelo Tao, but the defense able to get the runner out in the run down there.
Yeah, base runner for Great Britain seems to go on the swing.
Yep. With 2 outs, playing it aggressive, scoring on anything, hit hard to the outfield.
2 foul balls in a row. This will definitely test your stamina.
The 1-2 pitch will be, 2-2 pitch will be coming up.
Great
Just
pitch.
missed the zone. Just inside, looked like. As Angelo Tao not able to come out with the strikeout pitch this time. Have to try just one more time. This one's hit high, shouldn't be a problem for Felix Astner. The center fielder is coming in, and he catches the ball cleanly as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Great Britain, 1 hit to 1 man left on base, no runs. However, as the score remains the same, Great Britain 10, Austria 4, and we'll be right back. Fun out there in the center field, and we have another man who's gonna have some fun on the mound. Number 15, Demoy Hodge, comes to close things off for the Great Britain. One of the veterans on the team, turning 23 this year. Demoy Hodge, by the official server, also appeared at the 2021 European Baseball Championship, but it was the man one.
Yeah, last chance for moments for the Austrians. Trying to prolong this game, trying to come up with 6 runs somehow. Starting off with first baseman Julian Faulhaber.
Well, if they were to find a way, this is the right time, right? In the top of the 7th, and they get the top of the batting order coming up. Faulhaber, McGarry, Edge, Stemmer. Those 3 for sure. What's going to happen afterwards, we'll have to see it. That will depend solely on the ABs of the 2, 3 and 4 hole hitters. Faulhaber takes the first fastball for a strike there. Demoy Hodge also working with some velo. We've seen a sharp curveball when he was warming up. This looked like an off-speed pitch. So 1-1 count now. Faulhaber facing Demoy Hodge. Always tough to face the new pitcher you've never seen before in your life. Fastball low and inside. Misses the zone 4 ball. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Faulhaber having a good game. 1 for 2 with an RBI. Walked 1 time too.
Couple nice stretches.
That comes without saying, right? And Julian Faulhaber is playing first.
Yeah, good take. He's able to run the count up to 3-1 now. Putting himself in a good position. Trying to get on first base. Trying to get things going. Hand it over to McGarry.
3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, obviously. The leadoff man at the top of the 7th. Now in the box as the count is full. As Demoy Hodge was able to find a zone this time. Count is full. Hodge versus Faulhaber. Important AB right here in the top of the 7. He walks him. Whew. And
Tough
he
pitch.
doesn't like it one bit. Demoy Hodge now walking off the mound, shaking it off. As Faulhaber kind of froze there on the off-speed pitch. It looked like he was expecting a fastball. So the batter now, Owen McGarry from Australia, will be batting next. So the leadoff man is at first base, nobody out, obviously. Faulhaber should now play it conservative at first, as Team Austria needs much more runs than just 1. No need for some crazy leads or stolen base attempts. As Hodge.
Yeah, exactly the guy that the Austrians want to have hitting right now.
And he's hit by pitch, so he's not hitting anymore, but I'm sure that Hiroyuki Sakanashi is not going to be angry about it, as he's hit by pitch and he moves to the first base, so runners at first and second.
Yeah.
Just hope it caught his front. Yeah, the shoulder. All
Yeah,
right,
was able to
like,
turn away. I think they'll take it.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to the elbow, which obviously would be really uncomfortable here. So a pinch hitter into the ball game. We'll have to use the binoculars very quickly again there.
I brought it for a reason.
Looks like number 23 for Team Austria, Felix Zimmerle, the infielder.
It's actually Moritz Riedmann, 23, being the jersey number of Felix Zimmerle on the men's national team. Moritz Riedmann, guy out of Vorarlberg, stepping in there.
So runners at first and second. Fastball over outside. It's a confidence, strike 1. Putting some mustard on it, maybe a bit of a frustration there for Demoy Hodge. So Moritz Riedmann coming in to pinch it for Georg Stemmer. UJB right here. On deck is now Alessandro Zufall, who's 2 for 3 in the ball game.
Yeah, Hodge obviously aware of the pressure that a newly entered player is under. Starts him off with 2 straight fastballs right down the middle.
Good job by Demoy Hodge getting up ahead in the count after a walk and a hit by a pitch. Needs to get back with his command. Fastball past the batter. So good morning, good afternoon and good night. tough entry to the ball game for Moritz Wiedmann. Got him swinging. Now batting, Alessandro Zufall, 2-for-3. So far the most successful hitter for Team Austria in the tournament, as he did not appear in yesterday's game. So he's got a nice tournament batting average of 667, 2-for-3. Already drove in a run. Also came around to score. Fastball inside, this time called for strike obviously. As the crowd does not like it one bit. Runners at first and second, no reason to rush anywhere. Fastball by Alessandro Zufall, as the dugout reminded him again.
Let's go, 1-5.
So again, no balls, 2 strikes. Fastball so far seem to be enough as far as they are into the strike zone by Demoy Hodge.
Yeah, Zufall, no stranger to hitting with 2 strikes.
Fastball high, fouled. I'm curious to see if right now the British catcher Kenneth Dawson is going to remember that Zufall had both hits on a hanging breaking ball. I just wouldn't throw the off speed here, especially when Hodge seems to be doing just fine with the fastball.
Yeah, sometimes actually 2 strikes motivates hitters to take a different approach, almost forces them.
This one's popped to the left side. Should be an easy play there for Flaherty.
That's an intentionally dropped ball, as the third base umpire calls right away.
The infield fly.
Nice try.
By Flaherty, but not in Europe.
The shenanigans continue.
So runners remain at first and second. High fly ball. Again, he was beaten by the fastball inside.
Well, infield fly before intentionally drop ball, I guess. Whichever works first.
Now batting, Dan Kamanishi. 2 outs, 2 runners on base. The second baseman. So far 1-for-3 into the ball game. Got a single in his first AB to get things going for the Austrian defense. After that, he struck out twice.
After mentioning me having it mentioned, his great plate discipline proved me twice wrong. But I've seen a couple of more ABs, so I hope the viewers will trust me on that.
Good start into the count for Kavanishi. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. McGarry at first, Faulhaber at second. Couple of the diving ducks are in business for Team Austria, as the righty Demoy Hodge able to find a strike zone low and inside, this time with the fastball. I'll tell you what, he's throwing hard. Ground ball to the right side. This could do it, and it just will, as Aidan Bray fields it cleanly, steps on the first base, and that's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Great Britain 10, the national team of Austria 4, and you know what it means. That's the semi-finals clinched. Second U23 event in a row for the Great Britain.
Yeah, obviously the start that they really were going after and achieved. Upset with the Czech team, and yeah, maybe not so surprising beating the Austrians 10-4, moving on to the next stage.
But you can see how tough was the bottom of the second inning. 8 runs scored, of couple of hits, a lot of walks, hit by pitches, some defensive errors. Decided the ball game. Gotta tip our caps to Austria, staying in the fight, never giving up despite the early trail by 8 runs. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your attention, and we'll see you and obviously talk to you tomorrow again. The program starting again at 10 a.m. in the morning with 3 games here at Daxville in Wiener Neustadt, 1 game in Schwechat, And obviously Team Austria taking on the Czech Republic in the evening game here. And let's hope for another electric atmosphere. Till now, thank you very much and have a great night. This was
Thank
Martin
you.
Klaus.
Thanks, Klaus. Great having me.